Hello and welcome to an episode of Historically Marked. I am in a very small village just north in Richland County, Illinois called Dundas, and I don't know how big the town is because I didn't see a population sign, but like I said, doesn't look like a lot of people live here, and I saw a lot of boarded up homes on the way to this spot. But the reason I am here is because this town once had the distinction of being the United States Center of Population. Now it's weird because I did a video not too long ago about Mascoutah, Illinois, when it was the U.S. Center of Population. Well, that was in 1970. Now, where I'm standing is about 2 decades earlier, from 1950 to 1960. So I'll go ahead and show you a marker, and here we go. So the marker is outside a general store, and it's a very rural town. Like there's a post office just right over there. And it looks like a general store, but again, it doesn't look occupied, but there's a soda machine that looks pretty new. And okay, it's an event place, okay. But this is the monument that was dedicated in 1951. This monument was erected to commemorate the determination of 1950 Center of Population of the United States of America in Richland County, Illinois. It was dedicated October 18th, 1951 at the ceremony attended by Adlai E. Stevenson, Governor of State of Illinois, future presidential candidate by the way, and Henry R. Schricker, Governor State, and then Charles Sawyer, the Secretary of Commerce of the United States. And then explains about the 1950 Census of Population conducted by the Bureau of the Census, U.S. Department of Commerce, determined the center of population of the United States to be latitude 38 degrees, 50 minutes, 21 seconds north, and longitude 88 degrees, 9 minutes, and 33 seconds west. This marker is located near it. I mean, it would be too good to be true if it was literally right there, but yes, it is somewhere around here. So the 1950s were an important period in United States history. I mean, yeah, we were a few years out of World War II, and the United States population was booming, and of course there were a lot of baby boomers that were being born after 1945, and of course that's still, that term still holds true today. But the 1950 census reported the United States continental population as 150,897,361, up nearly 19 million from 1940. And by continental, don't forget, Hawaii and Alaska, even though they were United States territories, they were not states just yet. That would happen by the end of the decade. But the aggregate number changed only 3.6 million. However, the 1930 and 1940 census data also include the population of the Philippines because those islands had been ceded to the United States in 1898. On July 4th, 1946, the Philippines were granted independence and became the Republic of the Philippines. Even with the loss of over 400,000 U.S. lives in World War II, the continental population grew substantially. And as I was reading the marker, I wasn't sure who Henry Schricker was, but he was actually the governor of Indiana, so kind of makes you question why he was here. But I mean, I'm not too far from the Indiana border, but I guess he felt it was important that he was here anyway. But again, as it says in the marker, present at the ceremony was Adlai Stevenson, then governor of Illinois, and I think we're about 35 miles from the Indiana border as the crow flies. Now less than a year later, Schricker would introduce Stevenson at the Democratic National Convention in Chicago, where Stevenson would win the nomination of the party. And as I did for my Mascoutah Center of Population video that I put out recently, I'll go ahead and put up a slideshow for those who are not sure about how the United States determines their center of population. So here we go. Thanks so much for tuning into this episode of Historically Marked. I am Jason in Dundas, Illinois, and around the United States Center population, 1950. All right, I'm signing off.